You're listening to 1069 Click FM, live in color.
We start with some important news, and no, it is not the fact that Travis Kelce may have back problems. It is not the fact that Austin Matthews is going to be out a minimum of 3 weeks for the Toronto Maple Leafs. No. We start with the fact that the OGL for the D&D rules is going to be kept under its original license, and the SRD that they're putting for 5.1 will be under a Creative Commons license. Now, well, I'll put this in terms for you that are easy to understand. Anyone wanting to use that license, all they have to do is put in a note saying, we got it from this place in this link, and that's it. No money is exchanged. All it is an attribution of credit. Most of the music that I use on this show is under that same kind of license. All they ask for is attribution and credit. And I think it's fantastic that a company who could have very easily upended a great deal of its fan base decided to keep its eyes open and do the right thing. So I'm really happy about that. Even if that doesn't mean anything to any of you, it's still something that I found pretty cool, and I had to lead with it for today. Welcome to another Stupid Sports Show. I am your host, Jim B. Yes, he's over 30, of course. He has back problems. Well, I was trying to look through to see if there were any late-breaking news developments of the day that were going to come out of nowhere and shock me. And there weren't really any, so I'm okay there, thankfully. But I just wanted to come out here today to talk a little bit about, sports in general and things that I may have missed because we've got other leagues going on. I know that basketball is still a thing that it exists in this world, but I am not sure if there is a good reason why I should be paying attention to it at the moment. So that's a good question for all of you. Also, why is everybody suddenly looking for the next Ben Johnson? Is this just a replay of a couple years ago when everybody wanted the new Sean McVay? Like you see one team turn around because of a specific person's efforts and everybody just goes to copy it instead of building their own system? Ugh. I don't understand. Oh, another thought I'm having. Are there really enough people out there who are so fed up with the NFL, and the same teams making it over and over again, and it being scripted, and the refs obviously making the wrong calls all the time, and the owners being so money hungry, and they're tired of the Pat Shurmurs of the world? Are there enough out there to support the XFL and the USFL? I mean, if there are, it could make things very interesting going forward. You know, I don't think we'd really had a true disruption to the NFL's standing as a professional football league in this country since the AFL was founded in the 1960s. So Zach just says flat nope. Yeah. I don't think it's likely, Zach. I don't think it's very likely at all. You know? But like I say, it would be interesting to see it happen. NFL is so big that XFL and USFL are like tiny bugs. Yeah. That is true, True North. Like they're incomparable right now. It would take some major gaffe on the NFL's part, plus some incredible run of luck happening for both those leagues to make a switch. That's what I thought at some point, that the USFL had partnered with the NFL, but for what, I do not know, and it was not apparently important enough to stick around in my brain after I heard it, so okay. Next thought that I have. Can any of you name an AFC team that did not go to the playoffs but can be considered to have had a good season? I thought about it, and there are only two answers that I can come up with. One is the Bears. No, not the Bears. The Texans, because they got a high draft pick. And yes, the other one is the Jets. That is the only other one I can think of. Hello, William, by the way. Because I think it clarified that that Robert Saleh's really turned things around there, and now they just need to figure out who's going to throw the ball. And I am not going to prognosticate any further than that. As you may see, the yellow hat's on. Hey, speak of the devil. Hello, Luke. Oh, perfect timing. So, yeah, it's definitely the Texans and the Jets. I can't think of another AFC team that I could put that to. A lot of them in the NFC. The Lions, I think, had a good season, didn't make the playoffs. Panthers, I think, showed that they do have some decent pieces and can build into something. And the addition of Frank Reich when they were already, kind of getting their act together on defense. Panthers might surprise people next season. Bears, even though you got the number one pick, you figured out who your guy is, and now it's just waiting for you to get dangerous again. Luke, tell the joke you wanted to tell yesterday. If it is going to be Brett Favre, I cannot wait until he gets perp walked out of a conference when somebody finally has the balls to press charges on him for that missing money. Oh, and last NFC team that didn't make the playoffs, but I thought had a good year, Atlanta, for not being as bad as we expected them to be. Mm, Commanders and Saints? Hmm. Well, the Saints that the entire franchise didn't manage to catch fire and burn out and fall over. I guess that's a good accomplishment. This kind of felt like a lost season for them. The Commanders, I mean, they were able to stay in the uh, playoff race for a little while longer, so that's commendable. But, we're all just waiting for the arrest of Dan Snyder. Paul Walker actually managed to hit 100. No, you're not wrong. You are not wrong, Luke. Not wrong at all. And as much as I hate to say this in front of you, Angie, but I think the Chargers are in real trouble. Yeah. I'm sorry to. I mean, y'all lucked out that you were able to get Justin Herbert, who I think is a fine QB prospect for you, but Brandon Staley just cannot stop, sticking quarters in his ass. So, barring some major personal revelation on his part, I think y'all are going to be sitting at the entrance to the wild card looking in. Well, the claws are not really digging into my skin. They're just sort of pressed up against it at the moment. So I'm assuming that she took my view with openness and maturity. Yeah, it is sad that they're owned by Spanos. I had heard a while back about a lawsuit that his sister was bringing against him to try to get the Chargers out from his control because of mismanagement of family funds. And I guess is currently getting tangled up in 3 years worth of appeals and lawyers at the moment because I haven't heard a single thing about it since. Oh, True North's going to request a song for Rogers on the next playlist. I can't wait to see what it is. Oh, Adishi has arrived. Welcome. You might. Here's an Angie tale. Yep. I had to make the decision whether to focus more on the stream or on holding the cat, and the stream won. Oh. Yeah. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? All right, let's get back to the notes here. Luke, if you're still here, I've got a question for you. Hey, maybe you weren't standing in the right position when we yelled back, man. Luke, how many years until Formula One is just NASCAR with left and right turns? because I am genuinely afeared of what changes they will do to the racing season, to the formats of the races themselves, just to try to appeal to more of an American audience. And you think it's under 5 years. Oh boy. Well, that's going to hurt. That's really going to hurt. Well, at least we'll always have the years of Mansell and Senna. Yeah, they had that already. It was called IndyCar. Yep. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Still not looking forward to it. Oh, you said it started 5 years back. Oh, Jesus. And we're already there. Great. Oh boy. So now that we've gotten just about every other sport I can think of that is currently ongoing out of the way. Oh, no. There's college basketball. Last game I ended up checking out by accident was Iowa versus Ohio State. Ohio State throttled them, but then again, Ohio State's not doing very well in the Big Ten. I think Purdue and Indiana are currently on top there. So it's a little different to what I expected. But I'm eager to start catching up the rest of this week. Oh, and definitely catching up on Tuesday and Wednesday because I have to watch a couple of Hallmark Christmas movies to get a sense of how the dialogue works in them. And I am not looking forward to it, so I'm going to be treating myself with some extra college basketball watching. Yeah, about an hour for this. And, let me see, where was I? Got the college basketball. Is there anything else? Nope. Okay, now we'll get on to this weekend's NFL Conference Championship games. And I think the major problem for me right now is Philadelphia. I have heard about them all season, but because of because of what games we're actually playing or my own choices for what games to see that day, I never ended up checking out the Eagles very much during this season. So I hear over and over about how good they are. And, I definitely saw how we played against them this season. And even as the number one seed, Eagles fans claim that they are being looked over by people. Specifically the Hallmark Christmas movies, True North. They have their own little special flair to them. Ooh, February 15th, the return of red ball cricket. I'll be honest, Ishii, that's what I thought. I thought, and this is strict, and this is not me speaking against him, but I think it's purely because of Brock Purdy. I think I think the I think if Jimmy G was your QB right now, I think they'd give you probably a better chance. But yeah, the 49ers are definitely in the same position the Cowboys were last week. I think they can win, but they have to play a game that suits their needs. They have to play it perfectly and can't make any mistakes. So I've seen that image of Brock Purdy getting out of a bad play by throwing an incompletion toward a receiver when he was literally 6 inches off the ground. Not a bit of his body touching as he got the pass off. I've seen what he's been willing to do. And he's going to need to do all of it and a little bit more for the 49ers. And they called that Patrick Mahomes Jr. Yeah. Yep, QB cannot show athleticism without being compared to Holmes. If Shanahan keeps his cool or not, well, yeah, that's a whole other bucket of fish that I'm not going to get into. Exactly, Luke. Exactly. And it's because it looked exactly like that play. Exactly, Kung Fu. But hey, it happens for every good coach eventually. I mean, look how long it took Andy Reid to do it. He had to go through a couple of teams. Yeah. Oh, I know. We will always remember the good times, Jimmy. In the arms of the angels, etc., etc. All right, now the AFC Championship. Oh. Ishii, that's up to you if you want to do the heart monitor thing. Oh man, I know Patrick Mahomes is tough. I know Patrick Mahomes is going to be playing. I know Patrick Mahomes is going to be pumped to the gills with painkillers. As punishment, he goes to Jets or Raiders. I'm still worried. Kung Fu's not nervous. Of course not. Yeah, his ankle worries me. I know the law of averages says that he'll be okay, but things can happen. Entirely on the health of KC. And I honestly think they are fine in their wide receiver department. They have enough guys that they can find, if Kelsey is being double teamed. I think they've gained some running weapons with McKinnon and Pacheco. Oh, Mahomes scares everybody. You know, then you hear him talk, and then it's the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Yeah, so much of his game is reliant on that mobility, and I await to see how limiting it will be any accommodations that are made to stabilize his ankle. hmm I had seen it was mentioned that it was a back issue for Travis Kelce. I can't specifically point to a play, but I know that it usually takes a lot to bring him down, so maybe he got a shot at a certain point that he just couldn't shake off. And Kung Fu feels like the first big hit Mahomes takes low, he's going to start limping again. Now that's my worry too. Yeah. I think it's going to be a close game, an exciting game, and I think the Bengals have a slight edge. And that is only because of Patrick Mahomes' ability being in question. Yeah, this, yes, Bruce, this stream is Roger's retirement discussion free. Mm-hmm. Oh no, that's true. He can find interesting ways to do it, as I've heard can Jalen Hurts. Good thing the Bengals still don't have Perfect. I'm not sure Perfect's even in the league at the moment. Still, I hadn't heard his name mentioned in a while. All right, what are your two questions, Ishii? I will await them. See if I missed anything else. Senators versus Leafs tonight. Well, honestly, I think the Leafs will take it. They're supposedly just as good without Austin Matthews as they are with him. You know, just a couple goals less and a little bit of assistance. Oh, he retired 3 years back. Okay. Thank you, Bruce. Number one, what's up with this Eli Apple thing? Well, you see, when a man and an apple tree love each other very much. No, well, the first, I need clarification. Which Eli Apple thing are you talking about? Who is he talking smack about this time? Because I don't keep up with these things at all. At all. And I'm not sure what YouTube did with the colors on the names. Cause right now all I can see are the blue on the mods and the usual gray for everybody else. hmm Oh yeah, no, he's a major smack talker, and he's a decent above average corner, but he tends to end up in positions where he eats his words. I don't know, maybe they're rolling out something early for you that they haven't rolled out for the rest of us yet. I don't know. Technology is funny sometimes. Oh, you'll show in mod chat? Okay. I will. I will await. Oh yeah, all the Cooper Cup flashbacks. I'm never sure about anything, Luke. I'm always open to being corrected. Okay. I I I don't I don't know. This is actually kind of interesting. Um huh. So you got one group of people whose names are green and another whose names are like kind of light brick, and then the mods' names are blue and huh. I don't I don't know what to say. Yeah. He had some things to say about how the Bills should shut up because they can't play this week, and oh god, he brought up tomorrow. Why? God damn it, Eli. You're making it real hard to root for the Bengals. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Do you understand why I try not to follow this shit? Because I don't like to end up disappointed like this. Oh. Oh. Man. Yeah. That's, you know what? Can we make that the new punishment city? Because it used to be for so many years, send him to Detroit. I know Kentucky Fried Movie. I understand the reference, but I think Arizona needs to be that new place. It's okay, Ishii. It is okay. Oh. Yeah. I don't know what he's referring to, True North. You know, whatever it was, I'm sure I'm sure somebody will bring it up at another point and I will find out by accident. And give him Coyotes season tickets? He replied to Diggs using hi. Yep. See, I don't that's that's also that's also another problem that I always have. And it is specifically an online problem, is that after a while it can be so hard to read a message without adding intention into it. Oh yes, Bruce. Oh yes. Because essentially all we're getting is, words on a page. We don't get any possible facial reactions to read, no tone of voice to reconcile with the gravity of the situation. And so that's how we end up with all the conjecture media, that True North bringing up the Stefan Diggs requesting a trade rumors. My point exactly. It's no longer apparently sufficient for the news to be reported. It's also important for the news to become amateur prognostication. And I mean truly amateur. All right, we'll see you when you get back, Bruce. Rogers can yell at Watson, but Diggs can't yell at Allen. I had heard about Diggs being upset with Josh Allen over his lack of targets in that divisional game. But I didn't know if it had really accelerated to the point of requesting a trade. Okay, I'm looking at it right now. And as much as I appreciate social media for allowing people to connect and do so in positive, constructive ways, then we have to also sift through this public high school burn book bullshit. No, I don't think he does. I think I saw a few people trying to whoop up the rumor that he was upset and was demanding a trade because of that game. Yeah, I don't think he's going to go anywhere. I think he's in the best possible situation for himself right now. And all the Bills really need to do is get themselves back together offensively. It's clear Brian Dable's departure had more of an effect than we thought. And Diggs loves Buffalo. He's probably just pissed about the game. You know what? That's totally understandable, man. For all the expectations that the Bills team and the fans had this year. The way it ended is pretty disappointing. I'd be pissed off as well. Yeah, saying to get Vaughn back. Why force your way off one of the best teams in the AFC? Asks Kung Fu. Luke says, I don't know. Ask Tyreek Hill. Hey, some people are doing it for the money. Some people are doing it for the chip. Some people are doing it for the water skiing and the travel. Yes, to be fair, books do burn clean and produce a nice flame. You know, that's just general knowledge. I'm sure True North has no practical experience with that. Really, I wasn't aware they were that close, Bruce. Like off the field regular friends. Cool. All right, let's see. But just make sure I don't drag this out any longer than it needs to be. Was there anything else that I forgot to cover? Oh, yes, there is. So I'm actually going to be doing a couple of special streams on the 4th and the 11th. They're going to be gaming streams. One, to practice and set up all the technical nonsense that I have put together for the gaming stream itself, and then on the 11th, the proper gaming stream, right? Traditional Super Bowl weekend Saturday stream. They're going to be 2 different games. I know what I'm streaming on the 11th. Don't know what I'm streaming on the 4th quite yet. I have some options. I will try to make it interesting for you, I promise. Oh, Diggs and Josh. Yeah, here we don't advocate burning books. The difference between, of course, is that ThIIrd already has been to 2 Super Bowls with the Chief. He wanted his generational wealth. It's all right, Sorgi. All right, let me see if there's anything that I left up. Oh yeah. Well, that's another beehive that I don't want to stick my genitals into right now, Foster. So I've realized that I have run out of things to talk about. I put through everything that was on my mind. I got some good perspectives out of you all, and I appreciate you for that. So that's it. I'm going to call it an end to this episode of another stupid sports show. Burning flags. Ha 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 ha. I can't hear you over the sound of my conscience. Yep. I'm done. Not going to stretch this out. No story time. Nothing. You are released into your day to whatever you want to do. Thank you for hanging out, catching up, helping me learn a little bit more. I will see you tomorrow if you're going to be there for Bruins versus Panthers. In the meantime, thanks for tuning in to another stupid sports show on 106.9 Click FM. I'm Jim B. Good night, Milwaukee, wherever you are.